What up, y'all? This is still day 7 or 8 of just recording my thoughts and putting it out there. And today's message I want to put out there is every day is an opportunity. You know, um, as corny as it sounds, it's a blessing to wake up every single day. Um, and there's always someone doing worse. Um, I remember working a job I really hated. I worked multiple jobs that I really hated. And every day felt like a battle, like something I was just trying to get through. And from that perspective, you are, from the moment you wake up, you're hit with the real, like, realization that you are going an uphill battle and you are going to have to fight through the day, and you're counting minute, hour, second till the day is over. And that is such a terrible way to live, where you are constantly just waiting for the clock to run out, for the sun to set down, for you to go to bed, for you to get on Instagram Reels, for you to get on TikTok, for you to distract yourself. Um, I think a lot of us, use work, relationships, and drugs as an escape from our thoughts. Relationships can give you a sense of acceptance and belonging, so you don't have to think about how messed up or how crazy that this world is and this reality is, and the fact that you're just alive, And with that being said, every day is a blessing. Like, now that I remember I used to work at Walgreens, and I would literally wake up, like 5, 6 in the morning, go clock in, get off at 3 p.m. And luckily I had the drive to, like, go to the gym afterwards and work on my side business. But before I had that mentality, I would just go home and reward myself by being on TikTok, being on Instagram, watching videos, eating, chilling, smoking, drinking, So it's like I was taking the day for granted. And every day was just like another day to just get through. Like, a lot of people, you'll hear this in 9 to 5s where they're like, same shit, different day. And it's like, that's the reality for most people. And I think the way I got out of that is I treated my 9 to 5 as the fuel for what I wanted to do afterwards. As soon as I clocked out, I was thinking about how I can improve on my fitness. And then after I got done with the gym, I went home and I worked on my business. So it's like, once I clocked out of my 9 to 5, I was clocking into my self improvement journey. And with that perspective, every day wasn't a battle. Every day was an opportunity to get better and get out of the situation that I was in, you know. And I think it's so um, life has so much to do with perspective. And I think it's so easy to get stuck in this victim mentality, this, you know, blaming society and blaming yourself and how inadequate you are. But the more you realize, give me 1 second. This is one of my favorite books. And the reason it's one of my favorite books is it teaches you about your mindset. And in this book, it discusses two types of thinking: a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. And the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset is a growth mindset looks at obstacles and inadequacies as a room to grow, and challenges as something to overcome and become better at. A fixed mindset will look at a bad situation or inadequacies as, oh, this is just how it is. I can't change it. Let's say I'm terrible at public speaking, which I am, or I'm terrible at reading, or I'm terrible at working out. I'm terrible. These things can be changed, can be learned, can be improved on. But if you have a fixed mindset, you'll just be like, my name is X, Y, and Z, and this is who I am, and I can't change. And when you get in that mindset, you don't look at each day as an opportunity to grow and get out of whatever situation you're in. You see it as a loop that you can't get out of. And so you have to change your mindset in order to really get out of whatever situation you're in. And I'm not preaching it from a high horse like I'm in this great position in life. I'm still not where I want to be at, but I'm very grateful for what I have and where I am currently in life. And I would have never got to where I am, first, without God, and two, without shifting my mindset. If I stayed in that mindset of I'm just a person that's meant to work at Walgreens or a different 9 to 5 for the rest of my life, or say I was meant to just be unfit and not be in shape, then that's what I would have. That's what I would have, put myself in a box, and that's what I would have got for myself. That's all I would have been able to imagine for myself. Perspective, imagination is all we have. Everything around you is created by people no smarter than you. The only difference is it's important to plan, but the most important thing to do is take action. Like a couple weeks ago, I wasn't even thinking about making YouTube videos because I was like, oh, I can't get on camera and just, express my thoughts. And I'm still struggling because when I was younger, I had a terrible smile. I still have this baby tooth and this one that needs to be extracted, and I need to get implants. So right now I'm wearing a retainer, but that made me insecure. So I never smiled, and even right now as I talk, I have a lisp. I don't have. And people always say my voice is weird, but so those thoughts held me back from recording and getting my thoughts out there. And when I was younger, when I was like 13, I used to make YouTube videos. And I remember I never thought about what someone would think when they watched my video. But as I got older, I got conditioned to put myself in a box where I'm like, oh, this is who I am. And when you do that, you X yourself out from a lot of opportunities and a chance to grow. So I just want to get on here, tell you that every day is an opportunity to grow. Every day is an opportunity to just get out of whatever situation you're in, man. I still have a long way to go, but I see every day as an opportunity to get better at what I'm currently doing, maintaining what I'm doing, and the goals that I've set that I haven't even started yet. I know that with this mindset shift, as soon as I start taking action towards those goals, they're already in my grasp. I just gotta, you feel me? So get up, whatever your mindset is, shake it off. I highly recommend you get this book, read it, take notes like I'm doing, highlight if you need to. Where are my highlights? Like highlight when you need to, read it back to front. And also this book. I know there's no cover, but inside it's called The Power of a Positive No. Meaning you have to treat your time as almost like gold. You know, if something does not serve you, if some people are trying to pull you towards activities that are draining your energy, your time, and taking you away from what's important, from your vision, you need to be able to say no. Some people will try to come in your life and see that you have resources, and sometimes you might have a good heart, so they might use it for your time. You need to be able to say no, because when you say no, you say yes to what's benefiting you, and you can't help anyone else unless you help yourself. Begin the mindset shift. Get out of even beyond that. I live in America. America is an attention-driven economy. If you go outside, there's the billboards. If you watch a video on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, there's always an ad. You probably watched an ad before this. Probably not, because this isn't monetized yet. But whatever video you watched before this probably had an ad. When you're on Netflix, you've probably seen an ad. When you're on a website, you've probably seen an ad. And that's to distract you. You have to say no. You have to say no. Pick your battles. Pick who you want to be. Pick the character you want to be. And anyone else that get in the way of it, anything else that get in the way of it, you gotta say no so you can say yes to yourself. You don't gotta prove anyone else wrong, but you gotta prove yourself right by saying no to the things that don't serve you, so you can say yes to the things that do. Hey, this is your world. It's up for grabs. Even with the Epstein file shit, why are you worried about the Epstein files? I know it sounds fucked up, but you're worried about this is just distraction. If they wanted to release the Epstein files, they would have released the Epstein files. That's why they're trickling it down, releasing one file at a time. There's still millions to be released. You're worried about voting for another president, you're out here protesting while they're just up there high-fiving each other, laughing at you. Get up, focus. Your reality is the only thing that should matter. And and that sounds narcissistic, but you cannot help anyone else unless you help yourself. If you're worried about the Epstein files and your bills ain't paid, you gotta wake up 9 in the morning and you up goddamn 3 in the morning watching Epstein files. You gotta get your priorities straight. You gotta say no. Anyways, that's all I got for y'all. Man, get up and go get it, man.